Roll CG4.
Your forecast first from the Northwest Arkansas Weather
Mike
Authority.
Dan, on.
Well, a cold front came through this morning, brought a lot of rain with it. We'll show
Super
you those
clear.
rain totals. They're staggering in eastern Oklahoma.
Super
Satellite
T's
radar over
in
the last
A
12 hours,
next.
cloud cover clearing out. The cooler weather, you're loving it, but more rain is on the way. In fact, a flash flood watch issued for Thursday night into Friday night. Will it rain Thursday or Friday? I'll answer that in just a bit. Lower 80s across the area right now. That is a lovely sight compared to our upper 90s yesterday. And we do have some more cooler weather in store. We'll break down the temperature forecast as your news starts.
Rolling A.
The state of
Supers are
Arkansas
already on it.
investigating this man tonight after police say he admitted to sexually abusing children for over 3 decades. Where he's been living and details behind the charges coming up.
Plus a total loss.
We woke up to fire raging across the street.
Neighbors reacting after a nearby home's destroyed overnight. Hear from them and what fire officials think may have caused this whole thing.
And the outbreak all dog owners need to know about, as veterinarians say this problem
Stand by
isn't going
CG4.
away.
Details on these stories and much more as KNWA News at 6 starts right now.
Rolling open. Stand by camera 2.
From the station proudly serving the Northwest Arkansas community, this is KNWA News at 6 in high definition.
Mic them, on.
Good evening, I'm Neely Jones.
And I'm Jonathan Martinez. Thanks so much
Super
for
clear.
joining us. So Washington
Stinger
County man is
to,
charged with 2
Rebecca,
counts of
the big
sexual
monitor.
indecency with the child after being arrested for 30 counts of child pornography.
According to the Arkansas Attorney General's office, he admitted to abusing children for more than 30 years. KNWA's
Roll the
Rebecca
stinger.
Jeffries live in our studio with more on this investigation.
She's
Rebecca?
on.
Neely and Jonathan, in the small Washington County town of Evansville,
Super clear.
word
B is
travels
package
fast,
next.
But no one could have expected the extent of child abuse happening so close to home.
Rolling B.
It's just a nice, quiet,
This is 129.
peaceful little town.
Rest of their
And way in
life
the
is your
country.
out view.
Katrine Wake has lived in Evansville for about 10 years and would never have expected she was living next door to a self-proclaimed 30-year child sex offender.
I was shocked. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. It breaks my heart.
The Arkansas Attorney General's Cyber Crimes Unit began their investigation of 61-year-old Johnny Cart for child
There's a minute
porn,
left in this.
which led them to recover 1,500 images on his computer. And an interview with Cart revealed something even worse.
Over the last couple of years, what we've discovered is that there are, in fact, a lot of live victims.
Cart admitting to sexually abusing boys since 1980. 30 years of abuse and 30 years of secrets neighbors can't understand.
People are in shock. They
Super's
just,
in.
You never know who your neighbors are,
Super's
I guess.
clear.
Really.
2 boys who
About
lived on
30
the same
seconds
street
left
as
in
Cart
this.
have come
Rest of their
forward,
life is
stating
your
he
out view.
abused them at their grandmother's pond, like this one.
Our agents will follow each lead that they can and try to develop as many additional cases as they can.
But for now, Katrine Wake
Stand
is
by,
just happy
camera.
Cart is out of her neighborhood.
I'm glad they're saved now, and I hope they get all
Both of you
the
guys look good.
help and
Stand by, Rebecca.
mental help that they are going to need probably for the rest of their life.
Like her, on.
Arkansas Attorney General Dustin McDaniel says
Boxes
almost
coming up.
50% of child porn consumers eventually end
Super
up as
clear.
abusers. McDaniel is also encouraging any victims to come
William
forward
C,
to help
stand
in
by.
this investigation. I'm Rebecca
Two-way
Jeffrey
boxes
for
in.
KNWA Northwest Arkansas News. Neely.
Rebecca, thank
And
you.
she's up
New
full.
information in the story we first
Mug
told you
shot
about
next
Tuesday.
in
2
3.
men accused of raping a woman also have ties to a Fayetteville shooting.
Mug
Police
shots.
say the woman told them Keon Plummer
Video
and
in A
Martin
next.
Butler raped her while her children were sleeping in the next room.
Rolling A.
Both men also arrested back in 2012 in connection to a shooting at an
B
apartment
is a
complex on the West End
nat
Avenue
thing,
that
a nat
neither
break.
had their cases prosecuted because of a lack of victim cooperation. That, according to the Washington County Prosecutor's Office.
Rolling B.
Storms rolling over Northwest Arkansas
Jonathan,
last
key
night
next.
packed quite a punch.
Pan
In
left a
addition
little
to
camera
high
on
winds
key.
and heavy rain, the severe weather also delivered plenty of lightning.
Much better.
National Weather Service in North Little Rock says from 2 in the morning until 6 p.m. last night, Lightning struck the ground in Arkansas about 25,000 times. In Northwest
Stand by
Arkansas
camera
had
one.
its fair share with 6,000 strikes.
He's
Well,
on.
severe storms not only affecting the
He is
eastern
next.
Oklahoma area. One home in Northwest Arkansas saw severe damage, and now a family is left picking up the pieces.
Rolling
Fire
A.
erupted at this Bentonville home early this morning, and crews say it's a total
B is
loss.
sought
It
next.
was the only home
Stand
on
by.
the street to catch fire, leading crews and neighbors to suspect overnight storms could be a possible cause.
Rolling SOT.
We woke up because there was a lightning strike that was so close that it set off our
Super
alarms
clear.
in our house.
2-shot
Very
next.
surprising and worried that someone was
IQ. No one was
hurt or
home.
something, but we're thankful to hear that no one was
Mike.
home.
We're told the family is on vacation,
Stand by
but will be
2-shot.
returning late tonight. Investigators say the cause of the fire is most likely lightning.
On.
The city of Johnson has been experiencing major
is
flooding
next.
problems for years, but now that problem appears to be
Rolling
solved.
A.
A bridge next to Main Road in Johnson. You know the one. It had caused
Key.
severe blockage
Neely
during
be a half
storms.
slab.
That caused the
3,
area to
right?
flood.
Yeah.
But now that bridge has been removed, and
Have
the
Neely
city
look
just
at 2,
needed the
please.
rain to test it out. They say change appears
Stand by half
to have
slab.
worked. A
She's on.
multi-million-dollar grant helping Northwest Arkansas
Stinger
Regional
coming up to
Airport
a package.
plan for the future. The director says the entitlement
And B.
grant is based on the number of passengers XNA served in 2011. But with sequester and budget cuts in place,
Stand
the
by.
airport wasn't sure when that money would arrive. KNWA's Kyle Lamberger has a look at how the cash will be spent in this
Roll
All
Stinger.
6 report.
Most of the $3.4
Package is
million
in.
grant will
Just
go to
55
reimburse
seconds.
costs with expanding
Super
the terminal,
clear.
but
Kelly
will
coming
also
up.
help pay for future growth.
With everything going on in Washington, sequestration, budget cuts.
Jonathan
they've
MCU,
held
can
off
you
on the disbursement
zoom in a
of
little,
those
camera one?
funds, So
A
we're
little
real
loose.
happy to see this coming.
Some of the money will be used to add 2 new lanes of pavement around the concourse, so bigger aircraft can access the backside. The cash will also add a sweeper truck to keep the airfield clean. And $500,000 is devoted to create an updated master plan, something that hasn't happened since 2002, long before the latest edition.
We were out of space before. We had people fighting over a place to park an
Super's
airplane.
clear.
We don't
All
have
right,
those
stand by
problems
Stinger,
anymore.
coming right
And
at
for
to
the
you in a
first
second.
time, we've got empty space to try and attract new entrants into the market.
XNA served more than 1.1 million passengers
Stand by
last
camera
year.
one.
I'm Kyle Lambert.
Roll Stinger.
NWA Northwest Arkansas News.
Dog lovers, listen up. Local veterinarians are
next.
still warning folks about the
Rolling A.
parvovirus. Experts say get your
And
puppies vaccinated for parvo as soon as
2-shot,
possible,
you're next.
and recommend you don't take them out in public until 3 rounds of treatment. Parvo can be deadly for dogs, especially puppies.
Stand by 2-shot.
At least
First
one
part of the
local
tease will
clinic
be a
tells us
SOT
they've seen almost
in
a
B.
half a dozen cases of parvo in just the last 2 weeks. To learn more about how you can protect your pet, head to nwahomepage.com.
Camera's
From
on.
the farm to your front door.
Roll it.
They were picked yesterday, so you really can't
A
get
is
any
next.
fresher than that.
How a new delivery service is bringing a balanced diet to so many.
Rolling A.
It's pretty exciting. Plus, former Razorback and
Stand by
current
weather.
Dallas Cowboys
Center.
owner Jerry Jones is in line for a big-time honor. Aaron Peters has those details in Razorback Nation.
Move on, Dan. You're on.
Football season
Town
is
open
right
and
around
track
the
4
corner,
next.
and it kind of feels a little bit like football
Hold it there,
weather
camera.
outside, at least the start of fall, but we still have some hot weather to go. Not the next several days, though. More rain is on the way. We'll talk about it coming up as your news
Roll it.
continues.
Live from the Dixon in HD, Jonathan Martinez, Neely Jones, Weather Authority Dan Scoff, and Aaron Peters with your Razorback Nation report. This is KNWA News at 6.
And break. Three, 2, 1, roll it. Stand by AP. This is sponsored.
From the heart of Hog Country, here is your Razorback Nation report. Brought to you by the Electric Cooperatives of
Like him.
Arkansas.
He's up.
Well, the countdown reaching just 37 days until
Super
the first
clear.
Razorback football
Stinger
game.
coming up.
SEC Media Days, preseason awards, all indicators that the season is fast approaching. Another would be the annual Arkansas football kickoff
Roll the
luncheon.
Stinger.
Fans love this event. This year will mark the
He
5th
is in.
straight season the Hogs will kick things off with the luncheon.
Graphic in
Of
3
course, new
next.
Head Coach Brett Bielema and his players
Super
will be on
clear.
hand, as will Arkansas Athletic Director Jeff Long. Former Razorback Jimmy Dykes, ESPN analyst, will MC the event which has proved to be an entertaining and lighthearted way for the
Standby
fans
graphic.
to interact with the team. The event's only a month
What's up?
away now, going down Friday,
Thanks as a
August
Sot and
23rd,
B.
taking place at the Northwest Arkansas Convention Center in Springdale. Tickets are just $25 per person, or you can get a table of 8 for $300. Coach Bielema is hoping for a big fan reception similar to what he has already been receiving since being hired at Arkansas.
Rolling Sot.
It's everything I wanted it to be times 1,000. I mean, the people have been unbelievable. Our kids have been
Super
great. They've
clear
bought into
to
what
get
we've been
here
talking
is your
about,
out
what we've
cue.
been coaching.
Stand by
It's just been
Aaron.
an overwhelming thing, and I can't wait for that first game to get here.
And Mike.
Again,
What's up?
for info
Stand
on
by
the kickoff
Stinger.
luncheon, call 800-982-HOGS. It's a different type of celebration former Razorback Jerry Jones
Roll
is looking
Stinger.
forward to, as Jones has
Roll
been
it.
selected to be a charter inductee to the National Football Foundation's Leadership Hall of Fame. Jones was an all-conference player for the Razorbacks during the 1964 National Championship year. He's also won 3 Super Bowls as owner of the Cowboys. Not to mention he built a pretty decent stadium down there. The NFF Leadership Hall of Fame induction will go down August 3rd in Dallas, Texas.
He's on.
A former Razorback from a different sport will
B
be
is
slugger
next.
Brett Eibner. Currently playing for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals, Eibner had a huge game Tuesday night.
Rolling B.
And it was taking place
Stand.
during a critical in-state battle between the
Graphic
Naturals
in 3
and the
next.
Arkansas Travelers. Eibner
Super
hit not
clear.
1, but 2 home runs last night
Stand
in
by
a high-scoring
CG3.
game at Arvest Park. In fact, the Naturals had 5 home runs in that game. That makes 15 home runs on the season for Eibner. Now this game, the winner of the series between the Naturals and the Travelers will have the lead in the division. Still not sure who won that game last night, though, as it was suspended in the 10th inning due to rain. The 2 teams are going to finish that game up.
Stand by
We're
Aaron.
going to play game 3 of the series tonight at 7 o'clock. Of course, that's up at Arvest Park.
He's on.
Finally tonight, exciting times
A is
are ahead
next.
for Arkansas women's basketball as they head abroad. The
Rolling
team
A.
will get a head start to next season, taking part in a
Boxes are
10-day
next.
trip to Italy and Switzerland.
Super
They will get
clear.
to play 3 games against foreign competition.
Stand by
This will
anchors.
provide valuable experience on and off the court for this Razorback team who finished just 6-10 in conference play last year. The men's
And
team
they're
got
up
to
in the
take
boxes.
that Italy trip last year, and coaches and players talked a lot
T's
about
will be
how
a
they
Sot
loved it, so
and
maybe
B.
that will help the
And then
ladies.
we'll have a bump
This
shot.
year, I know I'm jealous. I'd like to go.
I remember last year when we were talking about it, we kept doing this every time you read the story.
Yeah, they're in Milan.
All right. Well, we're all jealous. I think it's safe to say that, Pete. Thanks a lot, sir.
They're
Last
up.
night's rainstorm cooled things off a bit, but we are still faced with a relentless heat. But is there some relief?
Roll it.
This pool's been here for over 20 years.
Stand by
People
bump
know
shot.
where it is. They know what to expect.
Where you and your family can jump into this summertime staple as our staycation series continues. That's next.
Move the bump. You're up. And break. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, on.
On Fox News Edge tonight,
Rolling
a
A.
man admits to abusing boys dating back 3 decades. His neighbor has kids around. She's sick about it, and you'll hear from her tonight. Flags flying in Gentry to honor a fallen soldier. How the community is honoring a man who gave his life for our country. Obesity continues to be a problem in Arkansas, but is juice the answer to a healthier lifestyle? One local business believes so. And later, this local boy getting
Stand by,
national
show
attention
open.
for this video. We'll show you why as the Fox News Edge starts.
Roll open. Stand by camera 1 with a zoom.
Live from the Dixon in HD. This is the Fox News Edge.
Zoom and mic up.
Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Brad Reed. A Washington
Super clear.
County man
Top
arrested
story
for
stinger
30
coming up.
counts of
Package in
child
B.
pornography. But according to the Arkansas Attorney General's
Keep on
office,
zooming,
he's
camera. Can you
admitted
zoom in
to
more?
abusing children for the last 30 years. Rebecca
Roll it.
Jeffrey has more in tonight's top story.
Rolling B.
It's just a nice, quiet, peaceful little town way in the country.
Katrine Wake
Katrine Wake
coming
has
up
lived
eventually.
in Evansville for about 10 years and would never have expected she was living next door to
Okay.
a self-proclaimed
Yeah, I see there.
30-year child sex offender.
I was shocked. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. It breaks my heart.
The Arkansas Attorney General's Cyber Crimes Unit began their investigation of 61-year-old Johnny Cart for child porn, which led them to recover 1,500 images on his computer. And an interview with Cart revealed something even worse.
Camera 2, are you on your mark on the floor? Okay,
Cart
maybe Brad
admitting
just
to
moved in too
sexually
far
abusing
then.
boys since 1980. 30 years of abuse and 30 years of secrets neighbors can't understand.
People are in shock. They just, you never know who
Super
your
is
neighbors
clear.
are, I guess, really.
2 boys who lived on the same street as Cart have come forward, stating he abused them at their grandmother's pond, like this one.
30 seconds left, standard out cue. Coming out to Brad on camera 2 next.
But for now, Katrine Wake is just happy Cart is out of her neighborhood.
I'm glad they're saved now, and I hope they get all the health and mental health
Stand
that
by,
they
Brad.
are going to need probably for the rest of their life.
I'm Rebecca Jeffrey for the Fox News Edge.
Mike on.
The status
Mugshot
hearing
in
on
1
Benton
next.
County murder case has been delayed.
Mug is
Zachary
in.
Hawley is charged with capital
Video
murder
in
for the
A coming up.
2012 death of 6-year-old Jersey Bridgman. He was scheduled to appear in court Thursday for a mental status hearing, but it's been reset to
810's
August
offline.
30th because a mental health expert has yet to complete Hawley's evaluation.
Rolling A.
The man was arrested in November, shortly after Jersey Bridgman was reported missing and later found dead near her home.
Brad 1,
The
camera
state
1
medical
next. Make sure he
examiner
looks at
determined
1.
Bridgman died
Super
from
clear.
asphyxia.
1, Brad
Funeral
1.
arrangements have been set for fallen
Graphic in
Marine
1.
Benjamin Tuttle of Gentry. According to the Benton County Funeral Home, the services will be held at 2 o'clock Thursday afternoon
You're right, it does,
at the
doesn't it?
First Baptist
Weird.
Church in Gentry. Visitation
Now
will
2.
take place from 8 a.m. until noon that day at the church. As the community prepares to honor the fallen soldier tomorrow,
B,
thousands
package
of flags
next.
are lining the streets of Gentry. All thanks to one man's mission. Marissa Cargus explains.
Rolling B. Do you know the super times?
We come in town to
Okay.
try and pay some final respect.
2 shot
to this
next.
soldier.
2,380 flags flying in Gentry, honoring a fallen hero.
We're going to make a very feeble attempt at honoring this young man's service.
19-year-old Ben Tuttle died in Germany Sunday, July 14th, while serving his country.
Every place in town he'll travel, there'll be flags on both sides of it. And
Okay.
that's the important thing.
Larry
Clear.
Eckhart travels across state
Next
lines,
is,
paying respect
Larry,
to soldiers
somebody
who lost
else.
their lives.
Do you have
Tells
Sergeant
tribute
Joseph?
Eckhart's 112th
Yeah, I see him there.
ceremony.
Sergeant
Says the
Joseph
national debt
somewhere.
can never be repaid. And you can't repay these families for what they've given up. And the families are just, Gold Star families are just one step below God, is my opinion.
Dozens of volunteers lending a hand, including Gentry native Sergeant Joseph Fowler with the United States Army.
It's touching that so many people came out to help support.
Sergeant Joseph.
Gentry's always been a real close
Super
knit
clear.
community, so I figured I would just come
Larry
back and pay my
next.
respects.
Army veteran Larry Buckminster served in Germany and helped line the highways.
It's basically a veteran honoring
Okay.
another veteran.
Super clear. 2 shot next.
Part of our country.
Put together.
So as each American flag is planted in the ground,
About 10 seconds,
Eckhart
2 shot,
knows
you're coming
Tuttle's
up.
Service and ultimate sacrifice will never be forgotten.
People together
It's kind
for your
of
out
his
cue.
last gift to the community because he's bringing a lot of people together.
Mike them both. They're up.
Marissa joins me now at the desk with more. Just watching that video,
All right,
a
I'm gonna
minute or
wipe
so
to
ago,
1
it looks
next,
like this is
channel
something that
1.
means so much to these people. It's not just something to do, it's something that is close to their hearts. Tell me why that is. How has this developed over the last
You
year?
know, Brad, you're right. It's truly amazing seeing the community come together to honor one of their own, you know, a Gentry native and a fallen soldier. Larry said it started with just 50 flags, but through donations, and he's purchased additional flags over the last 7 years. It's grown more than he has ever imagined. They're now reaching 10 states. Another thing I think is really cool is on several of the flags there are stickers honoring past fallen soldiers and several
Stand by
folks who
graphic
died
in channel
September
1. You're
11th.
next.
So those heroes have a part in honoring others for years to come.
And the man in the video, one of them actually served in Germany where Benjamin died, so it's
Yes.
an extra special meaning for him, I'm sure.
Definitely.
The community of Gentry coming together, a tough day for them tomorrow. Marissa, thanks. We'll see you later in the show for more on that name change.
Yeah.
Until then,
And
Franklin County deputies are investigating the disappearance
all right,
of a
Brad
local woman.
1 Plaz next.
30-year-old Regina Woodward has been missing since July 1st. Woodward is described about 5'5", 130 pounds. She's got long brown hair, blue eyes, and a chipped front tooth. If you have any information, call the
Give me the other
Franklin
graphic in the
County
plasma.
Sheriff's Department.
There you go.
Obesity continues to be a problem in
A is
Arkansas.
next.
You know, the natural state is 7th most obese state in the United States.
This according to the United Health Foundation.
Rolling A.
Dr. James Baker deals with the aftermath of obesity
B is
every
SOT
day,
next.
helping diabetes patients
Super
through
clear.
the disease. He says our sedentary lifestyle and fast food culture play a major role. And just by losing 7% body weight, it decreases your risk for diabetes by nearly 60%.
Rolling SOT.
The information out
Stand.
there is pretty much everywhere you look as far as things we can do to
Super
help our
clear.
obesity. But a lot of people
Brad,
just
monitor
really
on
aren't
2.
doing it
Zoom
right
in,
now.
zoom in
So
a
our
little.
weight
There
is
you
not
go.
coming down.
Dr. Baker says
Stand by
turning
camera 2.
information into habit will be the key to a healthy community. Now,
Up.
one local business,
Stinger
the
to
first
package
of its
an A.
kind in all of Northwest Arkansas, is working to create a healthier culture, one glass of green stuff at a time.
Roll the
Cassidy
stinger.
Hodges gets us in the know on this diet.
Rolling A. All right. Melissa, do you know this super time?
Superfoods all
Okay.
jam-packed
17.
into one tall glass.
I'm a strong believer in you are what you eat.
Christopher Curry and his wife opened up Berry Natural a few months ago, fueled by frustrations about fast food.
Being able to know for sure that your
Christopher?
food is clean and
Super
whole
clear.
is.
Do you know the
is a
out
big
cue, Melissa?
issue.
Needing a natural option, they opened
No,
these
the out,
doors with
the
a
out
hunch
cue.
They weren't the only ones searching.
That's it? No, okay.
That's come in,
Sounds like the
says
length
that,
to me.
you know, we've been looking for a place like this. We've been expecting it. They're just so happy
All right,
that
so
we're
2
here.
shot, you're
The
next.
mission is about more than just money.
We've grown up in a time where everybody wants everything right then and there. They want it fast, but they don't necessarily think about the outcome down the road.
One glass at a time, the larger goal, to change fast food to fresh.
We just want to educate the community. We plan on doing some potlucks and then some community gatherings where we can come and share information, have people come and speak.
About 15 seconds left in this.
Proliferates.
This is just the beginning, you know, with more people being educated and more people learning
Stand
about
by,
different
camera.
avenues, I think that they're going to be sprouting up everywhere, or at least that's my dream.
Mic up.
All right, Cassidy joins me now at the desk for more. Cassidy,
All right.
I want to say what I think
Go
maybe
on the
they're
video
doing
and B
too.
after this is
Okay,
over.
I can go to this place. I could probably spend $5 or $6. Add that up. That's, you know, 30, 40 bucks a week. You know, what do you say to those who say, I'd love to do it, but it just seems like it's going to be expensive?
There's one word. Budget. That's what the experts are telling me right now.
Okay.
So I talked with Linda Chappell from the University of Arkansas Extension's office. She deals
Okay,
with
rolling
family
this.
nutrition on a day-to-day basis. So she tells me the biggest mistake is shopping too quickly. Now instead she says, do
Super
alert.
clear.
Buy your
A
fresh
is
produce
SOT
first,
next.
your meat second, then go for the other items, because a lot of times people will have full carts without actually buying any real nutrition.
Rolling the SOT.
I have conversations with folks probably every month that say it's
Super
just
clear.
cheaper and easier just to go in and grab something that's already prepared, whether it's in the store or
Back out the
gas
camera
station.
next.
And the bellies are full. The kids aren't crying because they're hungry, because they're full. They're just not
Mic.
healthy.
Now, if you need help, that's exactly what Linda's
Stand by
office
camera.
is for. She can help train budgets and grocery lists to help families get the nutrition that they do need. And I posted all the information
You're up.
from juicing
Video
to
and B, you're
grocery help
next.
on our website, nwahomepage.com. I also tackled a few healthy shots today, Brad.
Tackled the shots,
Tackled, yes. We get some
Yeah, big
aloe,
deal.
the wheatgrass,
Yeah.
some ginger. So we've posted a little web extra about what the benefits of those are for your body.
Wheatgrass, is that right?
Wheatgrass.
Does it taste like it sounds?
It's actually sweeter than grass, which was surprising me.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take, you know, anything is probably sweeter than grass, but
Probably.
thank you for that. All right, look forward to that web extra on our website as well. You
Roll
know,
next
each year,
one.
Cassidy, thousands of overweight Americans are being denied a ride
Super
in an
clear.
air ambulance.
Graphics in channel
A
1
flight
next.
nurse for Cox Health says obesity rates are rising, and the larger the patient, the slimmer the chances are for getting the patient the care they need as quickly as possible. Life flight aircrafts can hold plenty of weight, but the stretchers cannot. Nurses say if the patient can't fit onto the aircraft,
Stand by
they have
graphics.
to actually use a ground ambulance to get them where they need to go. We took to our Facebook
what's
fan
up?
page to ask, okay, what is your go-to healthy recipe? Crystal says salad.
Where is he going? He has a
Mixed
new
with
tracker.
fresh spinach, bell peppers, chopped
Okay,
boiled
there he's
eggs,
back.
Southwest grilled chicken, topped with a little cheese, some dressing, and croutons. Yum. Laura says can't go wrong with green monster smoothie. She lists all the things she likes in hers. Even her kids likes them. And Pamela says apricot chicken with spiced brown rice and
All right,
corn.
stand by
Who else is
Plaid
hungry for a
shot.
healthy
Camera
meal?
1.
If you want to see some recipes, we're inviting you. Post them under our question of the night. Search Fox News Edge on Facebook, and we can all figure out some recipes that are healthy and tasty as well. In other headlines, a
A
multi-million
is
dollar
package.
grant going to one local airport and lightning likely causes an overnight fire. Time now for tonight's News Track.
Rolling A. All right.
High full, a new federal grant going to X&A totaling $3.4
Super
million.
clear.
Most of the cash will go to reimburse the airport for the terminal expansion, but the cash will also add a sweeper truck to keep the airfield clean, as well as 2 new lanes of pavement around the concourse.
Minute and a half in the pack.
Aircraft can access the east side.
With everything going on in Washington, sequestration, budget cuts,
Super
they
clear.
held off on the dispersion of those funds, so we're real happy to see this coming.
Some of the money will also help pay to update X&A's master plan. Rogers, Mercy Northwest Arkansas partnering with a local company to make it easier for employees to eat healthy.
Super clear.
Medical provider bringing farm box deliveries into the workplace as part of a wellness program. The company delivers local meat, cheese, bread, and veggies to workers at a discounted price.
The tomatoes that they're getting today, they were just picked right down
Super
the street.
clear.
And they were picked
Okay,
yesterday.
Dan's fine. Get him over to the weather
You
center.
really can't get any fresher than that.
Really what we're trying to do is to
The supers are
be the
flip-flopped.
trailblazers in preventative medicine here in Northwest Arkansas. And the way to do that is to prevent disease from occurring.
Mercy is the flagship program, but Farm Box Deliveries is offering the wellness program to any local employers interested. And in Bentonville, a fire erupting
Super
at
in.
this home early Wednesday morning, likely caused by a lightning strike.
Super
it was
clear.
the only home on the street to catch fire, and crews say it's a total loss.
We woke up because
Super
there was
in.
a lightning strike that was so close that it set off our
Super
alarms
clear.
in our house. Very
All right,
surprising
stand by
that
weather
someone
stinger,
was
about 15
hurt
seconds or so.
something, but we're thankful to hear that no one was home.
The family's on vacation, but will be returning late tonight, and their story wraps up tonight's news.
Roll
Track.
weather stinger.
All right, let's go to the Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Dan Scoff standing by.
Like camera 2,
Dan,
coming
you're
to
actually
you.
looking at some of these storms last night as you covered them.
I am, yeah.
It was nice to get rain. Unfortunately, you know, so many
Super
lightning
clear.
strikes, you're bound to have
Stand
some
by wall.
unfortunate incidents.
You want to see a little inside scoop as what a meteorologist does to decipher if this was caused by a lightning strike?
That's why I'm here. Show me.
Well, Brad, that's why I'm here
wall
too
is
as
up.
well. Check this out on our satellite and radar. The actual
Okay.
home location, by the way, is off of Benjamin Greens,
Yes.
which is where that house caught fire. Let me show you exactly where that was, Brad. That was located right here,
All right, so
just
put-
southeast of this positive lightning bolt. Now
You
you'll
get the
see
big
that
blast.
positive lightning bolt showing up on the screen at 1:55 in
All right,
the
camera
morning. So very, very
2,
close.
just you're gonna
Only
pan to the big
0.8
blast.
miles from where the
Yeah.
storm, from where the lightning bolt originated from the thunderstorm. Now this is a positive bolt, and actually you can't see it all that well because of the red. Let me go back in time just a smidgen, and you'll get to see that red move in from the northwest, which is actually the storm. So there is that positive. Now you can see that plus a little bit better, where the red, you couldn't see it before because of the red is the same color as the plus. But a little impressive storm nonetheless, and that is that one positive bolt that struck about 6 miles away from the heavy rain core. Those positive bolts are the ones that rumble the ground, shake the ground, and I believe that was the lightning bolt that was responsible for the house fire, unfortunately, in the Bentonville area. Speaking of Bentonville, how about 4/10 of an inch? We'd love to see the rain.
All
Here's
right,
the
so
rain
T's
totals
will be a
over the
video
storm
in the
event.
plasma.
2.24 in Springdale, 1.73 in Rogers. There you can see some other locations as we zoom out a little bit more. 5 inches in Tahlequah.
1 minute in weather.
Nearly 3 inches in Fort Smith. So all it took is one rainstorm, and we're pretty good caught up. Van Buren around 3 inches, a little over 3 inches.
Boxes are
Greenwood
next.
at about 3 inches. Westville coming in at about 2 3/4 inches. Ozark at 2.6. West Siloam Springs picking up some rain, and Gentry. Everyone was a big winner. We all had rain, unfortunately, as Brad said. There were some lightning bolts out there. We'll show you the amount of lightning here in just a bit. Satellite and radar showing these storms that worked their way into northwest Arkansas yesterday afternoon. I came to Brad about 8 o'clock. Get ready, it's about to get interesting last night. That's exactly what happened. One thunderstorm in particular raced across eastern Oklahoma. That had a bow echo, which essentially was straight line winds, damaging straight line winds that occurred in the Tulsa area. And boy, that caused a lot of devastation across the area. In fact, look at all the wind damage reports as the storm raced down to the south. Look at
All right,
the
stand
wind.
by
We're
two-way
talking
boxes.
80-mile-an-hour winds, power out
And
all over
camera
Tulsa. And it looks like a war zone there. We had a few wind damage reports near Rogers and Pea Ridge, but check out the lightning strikes. Every one of those flashes is a lightning bolt. We had about 6,000 to 7,000 bolts across northwest Arkansas, just to say the least. Brad, I'm going to leave you with this. Flash flood watch. That's in effect for Thursday night into Friday night.
Okay.
More rain is on the way. We'll break that
They're
down
on.
coming up in the
Stand by,
forecast
Brad.
in just a bit.
All right, we know what all happened last night. We'll see if what's to come could match that. Although,
could we have an encore that Mother Nature brings?
Sounds good, Dan.
He's on.
Get this: a Bentonville boy making national headlines.
Pan on the monitor.
How, you ask? Check it out. Hula hooping, but it's much more than that. Find out if this Bentonville boy could finish what he started. That's when we come back.